Skip, we circled this one. At the beginning of the season, this was one of the games that we thought was going to have significant meaning, of great importance for the simple fact these two teams met last year in the AFC Championship game. KC had it in their building, and we thought it would come down to this year, but Kansas City didn't get off to the start.
Wait, we're doing the Bills, though, right?
Oh, my bad.
It's okay.
Wrong game.
Got it.
Right.
It's okay.
I got it right here.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
I got Lamar. I took the Ravens because I think Lamar Jackson is playing unbelievable. He is, and I got 24-17. It's going to be windy, but I don't think wind's going to be a factor because they're going to run the football. The Baltimore Ravens get off the plane, drive to the stadium, ride on the bus to the stadium saying, we're running the ball 30 times at the bare minimum.
Yep.
On a good day, and we getting it going good, that's going to be 40, 45. Mm-hmm. Now, you're going to have to, Skip, it's hard for me to believe that you're going to win a ball game in which you just run the ball 50 times and throw it 2 times, like the old Oklahoma and Nebraska used to do back in the day, or what we see Army and Navy do currently.
That is true.
They run the ball 50 times, throw it 1 or 2 times. I don't think we're going to see that. But I do believe that the way Baltimore is playing, but not to sell Buffalo short now, Skip, after watching them on Thanksgiving last week, they're better than I thought, especially defensively. They can make some plays. They don't have the big name offensive guys. You know, they run the ball pretty good. They got a nice 1-2 punch with Frank Gore and I forget the guy.
Devin Singletary.
Singletary. Mm-hmm. They got a nice little combo with those guys. Mm-hmm. The quarterback, Josh Allen, he's outplayed. You got Baker Mayfield. I got Baker Mayfield, Skip. He's outplayed him this year. He's more mobile than you think. He has a big-time arm. I think that's one of the reasons that they really wanted him, Skip, because he has the type of arm talent that can cut through 19 miles an hour wind at Buffalo. You know, you have to play the Jets, have to play in Foxborough. But I just think the difference in this ball game is going to be Lamar Jackson and his ability to make plays, not only with his arm, but he can make more plays than Josh Allen can with his legs. And so that's why I'm taking them 24-17. But I expect a tough, physical, kind of like what we saw last week with Baltimore and San Francisco. That's the kind of game I expect this week. Buffalo is tough out at home. And who knows, Skip, just think, if Buffalo were to win this game and Kansas City, who we're going to talk about in a little bit, were to beat New England, they're tied. Now Buffalo gets an opportunity to go there, and we beat them, we're in the front.
That is true.
So it's going to be interesting, but I can't pick against Lamar Jackson with the way he's playing right now.
So I always root for Lamar, but I root a little harder for Tom Brady, at least at this point in Brady's career. So I will be the first to admit I might be picking this game with heart over head.
Okay.
You also make a good point that if Buffalo does win this game, all of a sudden, whoops, now it's Buffalo's right in the middle of things.
Right.
But I also will be the first to admit I might be being a prisoner of the Thanksgiving moment because I watched these Bills destroy my Cowboys. I thought that was a more thorough beating than last night was, even though last night was more disappointing because I thought they could beat Chicago, even though I picked the Bears to win just because I thought my team just didn't even care about it that much. But Buffalo is better than Chicago. And Buffalo dismantled my team after that opening drive on Thanksgiving. So maybe I'm a prisoner of saying, wait a second, Buffalo is really good.
They are.
Buffalo is still the NFL's best-kept secret. But to me, even though Lamar and company are a 6.5-point favorite, I'm going to take the home team. And I'm going to take them because they have had, as opposed to Dallas, Dallas had to turn around and play Thursday to Thursday, but the Bills got 10 days off.
Right.
And it's huge, as you well know, at this point in the year to get 3 extra days.
Absolutely.
To just heal up a little bit, maybe more mentally than physically, but be a little readier to play at home against this juggernaut. And they have turned into a juggernaut.
Man, Skip, to get 3-4 days off this late in the season?
It's a beautiful thing.
It's for your mind and your body.
Yep. So, what do I know about the Bills? They're 3rd in yards allowed and 3rd in points allowed. That is really quietly good. And what do I know about their front? It's explosive and it's very athletic. They really impress me against Dak and Zeke and company because they're so athletic that they cover all your bases. You know, you can't get loose in the flat because they'll run you down. They're all over your quarterback. they hounded Dak Prescott into 2 big turnovers, as you recall, in that game. So I think with the secondary, there's not a more savvy, rangy secondary, a more experienced secondary than this secondary. So, again, that's the recipe for probably making it as tough on Lamar as any defense, including Belichick's, has made it on Lamar.
But you will attest that Baltimore's offensive line this year has played better than Dallas. They've done a better job of protecting him, because you see how they did against San Francisco, and we think San Francisco has as good a D-line in all of football, and I think Lamar got touched once.
Okay, but you mentioned Devin Singletary.
Yeah.
He is emerging slowly but surely over the last month as a little force. He's little. He's 5'7". He's a rookie out of Florida Atlantic. But he can move the chains because he's hard to find and hard to tackle.
He can catch it.
And Frank Gore is still
Frank Gore.
Frank Gore.
Third leading rusher in NFL history.
You can run the rock. You can control the ball, which brings me to that quarterback. I did not love him. Maybe I didn't see enough of him, but I watched a couple of games against the better teams that he played, and he did not catch my eye, Josh Allen, until Thanksgiving late day afternoon. And boy, did he catch my eye, because he hit me right between the eyes, because he has a huge arm. And for, what do we say, is 240 or 50?
He got to be, because he's tall. He's 6'5" and a half at least.
I think he's 250.
Yeah.
The man can move.
He can.
And we saw him run it all the way home against Dallas. And he's playing with this newfound poise I didn't see last year. I know it's the first time around, but all of a sudden, it looks like he's growing up right before your very eyes. And they have kind of a family culture that's centered around the head coach and the quarterback. And they do have sort of a love each other, familial feel to them.
If you think about it, Skip, and he said they've taken a lot of cast off. Guys that nobody else wanted.
They're on their second lives.
We've embraced them. You get an opportunity to come here.
Okay.
Be yourself. Whatever you can do well, we're going to try to placate to that. Cole Beasley is a prime example of that.
He is.
He's found a home, and now he's having a career year.
And he had his best game of the year, unfortunately, against my team.
Would have had to do him proud.
And so he's probably running hot right now.
Yeah.
And they're starting to really develop a connection. So all of a sudden, I say, this 9-3 team, they're legit.
They're legit 9-3. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to say they pull this off in the wind, and it's going to be cold, and it's going to be a mostly run-the-rock game. I'm going to say 23-20. You got 24-17. So we're close, but reversed.
Right.
And again, I don't want to see Lamar get derailed, but I don't think this will slow them down. And again, we're going to talk about New England, Kansas City, because it's coming. It's coming right down the tracks, 1,000 miles an hour. And we'll talk about whether New England can survive that game. But if they can't, they're going to need, one way or the other, they need Buffalo to slow down the Baltimore team.
I mean, Skip, Lamar Jackson, to do what he did against New England, then follow it up with San Francisco, and to do what he did against Deshaun, and to go beat Buffalo, Skip, they might as well just go ahead and hand him the trophy.
That is true. But it seems like they're due as a team for a little bit of a letdown after the San Francisco Super Bowl
They've been
preview.
riding, Skip. They've been riding high now. Because think about New England, Houston, San Fran.
Whew. Okay. And now it's like, Buffalo? We got to get ready for Buffalo? They're legit.
Yeah.
Here we go.
The 2 road wins, to go on the road and beat Buffalo and Seattle, and to beat Houston and New England at home, and 49ers at home.
Yep. And by the way, to sum this up, I'm going to give your Eagles one big plus this year, and it was their win at Buffalo. That was their most impressive game by far.
Right.
And it went quietly through the year, but when I look back, I say, wow, that was really good.
It was.
So my team beating Eagles, that was their only impressive win, and this was their impressive win.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.